he was born in a little stone culvert, which is a very weird place to be a baby beaver. And his mother was hit by a car, unfortunately, so he has had a very unusual childhood.
Almost all serious threats to wildlife are due to
humans, unfortunately. Deforestation, just taking away all of their natural resources that they need in order to survive, and then, imposing ourselves on them.
I suspect long time ago, when we were living closer to nature and out in the open, we had a very different relationship with nature. It wasn't this divide.
Lack of understanding really, I think, plays a large part in it. People don't realize the amount of wildlife that are in peril and are in distress from, most of the time, human interactions.
Most animals have a natural fear of humans. And I used to think for the longest time that was part of like the original sin, punishing us. Because as a little boy, I wanted to run out and, say hey to all the animals, and I wanted them to like me, and I hated the fact that they were always scared of me. I wanted to convince them I'm not going to hurt you.
According to the World Wildlife Fund, the illegal wildlife trade is the second biggest direct threat to species after habitat destruction.
More often than not, when someone gets involved, just a member of the public gets involved with raising a wild animal, they don't provide everything that those babies need, and then they have to spend the rest of their life in captivity because of that.
There's another wildlife agency that specializes in killing things and culling, predators and things like that. In the same office, basically, and partners with the same groups that save animals.
Guys, there's somebody I'd like you to meet.
People think that wild animals will make good pets for one reason or another, and they don't take into consideration what the animal will be like when it gets older and what care it will need.
Just because you see a species in a show doesn't mean that that species is appropriate to then have as a pet. They belong in the wild.
The ones that come out of laboratories, they've got bald patches a lot of times where these certain procedures were done. Certain things have been removed, implanted, taken out, put back. They've never known a moment in their life. And we get some of them in who've been in labs for 20 years and never anywhere else. 2x2 stainless steel cage.
If I'm holding a snake and someone's like, oh, it looks like a belt or it looks like a shoe, like you wouldn't say that kind of thing about a dog that a dog rescue would, have out, or, show me a picture of a deceased snake and be like, what kind is this? And, at some point I become like used to that, which is sad to say, but you wouldn't do the same thing, for a dog rescue. So just kind of changing how people think about that, and hopefully, they can understand that we educate about these animals because we care about them.
So there's almost no reason to ever have to kill beavers. You can manage the water level in the ponds, you can prevent them from damming culverts. There are humane ways to encourage them to leave if necessary. They're just such important animals.
Up next.
And they just leave that horrible, horrible existence behind.